Hello, everybody. Glad you could join us. Thanks for coming to our webinar today, Sustainable Innovation in Practice, a conversation with Evonik. It's going to be a fun one. Our webinar series is about thriving sustainably. And what we mean by that, well, sustainability could be a definition of it, the ability to just carry on doing something. So what we're really talking about is environmental sustainability. So the degree where a process or a company is able to be maintained or continued, avoiding the long-term depletion of natural resources. And thriving sustainably is about growing and developing or being successful while you're being environmentally sustainable. I'm your host, Paul Heller. I'm with Sophion. I am our chief evangelist, and I help companies understand and navigate the landscape of innovation. And I regularly speak and write about innovation to business audiences, and I host a weekly podcast on innovation. But you're not here to hear me. You're here for our guest speaker. So I'd like to welcome Dr. Sebastian Roos to the webinar. He is with a company called Evonik, and he holds a doctor's degree in the field of graft copolymer synthesis. He's been overseeing innovation strategy and management for several years now, and he's a consultant and coach of R&D and innovation, steering portfolio and processes at Evonik. Sebastian, welcome to the webinar.
Thank you.
Glad you could join us. Some learnings we had from earlier ones. The basic message is we've been hearing it takes time and energy. But once you get going, it gathers momentum, and you really can't go back at that point. And don't underestimate the importance of consumers and the consumer-based change that's going on, and it being the strongest lever for companies and the strongest reason why you might want to pivot towards more sustainable portfolios. And that pivot has to include every part of your supply chain as well. And there will be some links here that you'll see, and there'll be some more at the end when you get this presentation that you can click on to listen to some of these earlier webinars or to find out more information. And with that, it is my pleasure to turn this over to Sebastian.
Thank you, Paul. So hello to everybody from my side. Paul Heller already mentioned, my name is Sebastian Roos, and I'm working for Evonik in already many years in innovation management. So I would like to give you deep insights into Evonik, how we come to the solution when we face the challenges of sustainability, how to get sustainability in innovation and in practice. So when we started to go into a little bit deeper for sustainability, all of us know the very easy definition like people, planet, profit, but that's only the very sky-high surface. So when we started, what is sustainability? How should we get a little bit closer to it? We saw, well, there are 17 sustainable development goals from the United Nations. And I really have to say, these developed goals from the United Nations, it's a pleasure to read them. They are really helpful to understand what they are looking for, and I can only recommend it to take a closer look into these booklets or however you wouldn't call it. So when we consider we have these 17 development goals from the United Nations. Now we have a company, an industrial company, and we have, of course, something like a burden in sustainability. So we have to think about how to change, how to become sustainable. People think of there are many ways, but to be honest, if you have an existing product portfolio and you have an existing burden by your product portfolio, marketing and sales will not help you because you will not change your product portfolio. If you want to change your product portfolio, there are mainly only two ways. One is the lower one, acquisition and divestment. But to be honest, in this case, you just sell something, you buy something new, you might improve your sustainability footprint, but might be it will be worse. But one for sure, this option will not improve the footprint of the world. because the burden of sustainability or the burden of carbon footprint will be placed somewhere else, only under a different logo. If you really want to become sustainable, you need innovation. And it's not like that you have innovation is 1 out of 10 ways. No, innovation is the only way, I would say. Innovation is the key driver to become sustainable. And this is something which sounds very easy, but it is very important that your CIO will understand this, that innovation is the key driver. And if you're not putting resources into innovation, you will never become sustainable.